Okay, I've had some people ask for an update on the aquarium, so I'm going to kind of give you a visual here. Some of the new things that have been brought in. See the red one? That's called a scolmia. Very puffed out and looking really nice. That's a hard polyp stony coral, what I tend to have the most luck with. The green plate coral next to that, that's called a favia. I really like those because they glow at night. If you look real close, you'll see the little tentacles that are waving. That's how he feeds. So those are two of my newest. This is kind of my pride and joy. The one that you see there with the orange tentacles, that's a very rare elegance coral. The camera won't show how beautiful it is. It has iridescent green flowing through, and then with the orange tips. This one actually has a name. This is Hannah, after a good friend of mine. I think it's absolutely breathtaking. These, what you're seeing, the purple mushrooms, these have done real well in the tank. In fact, there's this large group here, and it has also decided to start growing on the other side of the tank, so it's expanded a good bit. The large flowing one there with the tentacles, it's waving in the breeze, so to speak, that's called a xenia. I have two types of those. There's this one, and then the lighter tan one that goes along the back of the tank. These are soft corals, so they're a little bit different than the ones that I usually collect, but still quite beautiful. The red one in the back, I've had him for some time. That's a war coral. He's pretty much tripled in size since I bought him, doing very well. There is another similar family, the green one to the back of him, and what's unusual about that one is there are two types, two genus growing off of the same rock, so got him for being kind of rare. You'll see just below that the ones I'm centering on now, those are called Recordia mushrooms. These are some of my favorite because when you turn off the lights, they actually glow. They'll look neon after dark. So they're really pretty during the light, but also at night they're even much more beautiful. The giant green one that you see there, that's my hammer coral. He's almost doubled in size since I've got him. That's another hard coral. Just doing wonderfully. Absolutely, it's kind of actually moving out some other species because it's growing so fast. The green one with the serrated or the little channels, that's a brain coral. I've had him for over a year. He's doing very well. Seems to like it. The green one below that I'm concentrating on now, that's the most powerful coral in the tank. That's called a chalice coral. Doesn't have long tentacles, has little short tentacles that come out. If anything touches it, it will usually wipe them out in about an hour. He's not doing too well. I've had him for close to 2 years, but he's kind of receding. If you look at the edges, you'll see how he's kind of pulling back, so I don't give him much longer, maybe 6 months. And that's one thing about this hobby. You've got to realize everything has a shelf life. You're not going to replicate the ocean, and even in the wild they don't live forever, so if you can have something that lasts 1 or 2 years, you're pretty lucky. A little yellow one, that's a sponge, and I've had him for well over a year. He's doing pretty well too. Little torch coral beyond him back in the left, that has the spiky looking green one. The wavy grass looking, that's actually a star polyp. That I've explained this before in different versions when I've done updates. That's not grass. There's very little true grass in here. Maybe the green right in the very center that I'm showing now, maybe to the left, but everything else, even though it might look like a plant, they are living, breathing animals. And what we're about to do now, see the green one that I'm looking at right now, that's a Zooanthid. They behave very much like a Venus flytrap. I'm going to prove that now. We're getting ready to feed them. Doing some frozen shrimp that I use, and I feed quite a few of the different animals. vary the diet quite a bit. I think that's what helps them. But we're gonna throw this in, and you will see the fish start to flock because they love it. But if you watch, if you concentrate on the little green thing there, you'll see when one of these shrimps hits them, they will close up around it like a Venus flytrap. So there's one or two of them that are doing it already. Also, these in this corner will react the very same way. So it's really interesting. It looks like they're not moving, but if you watch everything closely, you'll see how they eat and how the different animals survive. Dory, the big blue regal tang, she's kind of bashful. She's staying back in there, but she will come out and grab food. She's a voracious eater. There she comes. You'll also see some little white feelers coming out from behind there. That's my fire shrimp. Hope he comes out. He's usually pretty nocturnal, but he's very bright and very beautiful. I've had him for well over 1.5 years now, I think. Can't really get a good shot of him. He's back in there. But you'll notice also, see Hannah's kind of closing up. That's the one with the orange tips, because she's grabbing some of this shrimp and they ingest it. You'll also see it on the scolmia, just on the outside tips of those little bubbles in the middle. That's their feeding tentacles. There's a shrimp. So I could go through all the animals. There's about 85 different beings in here now, but it'd be a 30-minute clip. We don't want to do that. See that flame scallop on the far left? You'll see the orange mouth. He kind of moves around. It's a filter feeder. You'll see him here sometimes, and then he'll be on another wall over there on the other side. Looking at a urchin there. This is a pincushion urchin, and it's a she because she goes around and she'll pull different things off. Like right now she has some grass and a rock. Tomorrow she may have 10 or 20 rocks on her, because she'll throw off different pieces and dress herself in different manners. So kind of interesting. I get to come and see every day what she's decided to pick up and drag around. But anyway, still a great hobby. Spend way too much on it, probably shouldn't, but it's a lot of fun. I hope you like the update, and I'm going to call this good for now.